Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Sorry I missed it out a minute. I've been gone like my last 6 days. I was in Mexico when my partner got married. It was a pleasant time. I put a little video on Facebook and Instagram for those who follow me on that. Check it out. Had a good time. For the most part, how everybody doing? We still on this barbershop stuff, but don't stop. Had a little vacation, but we back to it. Well, I wouldn't advise nobody to take no vacation until you deep in the game. Yeah, but I'm not here boss nobody, tell nobody what to do. But my channel for growth and health, and promote the book, some symptom success, for being simple. We go on vacation and you 1 year in the barbering ground. Unless you didn't hit before 100,000 your first year. But even then, you might want to just save your money. I don't know. Good to see everybody. Love everybody. Hope y'all doing well. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Y'all mess with your boy, man. I'll let me check. What's going on, bro?
Peace, King. How you doing, man?
Man, all right.
My man. You took a nice little long vacay.
Yeah,
There it is. There it is. You stayed in town?
no, I was in Cancun, bro.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I see you a little tanned up there a little bit.
Oh, what's up?
There it is.
What's the word? What we doing today?
My same, bro. Ball fade.
All right.
We're gonna so I'm glad we gave it a little time. See, I'm here is trying to. Well, that's really my true line, even though my hair is going back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was thinking was instead of just totally cutting it off because it's gonna keep growing back, let's maybe cut it in half. Maybe as you come it down so it don't like come down and go that way. Maybe we just do it like that.
All right.
Give me a little bit of angle.
Okay.
Here this all. Don't do it. Mess with the inside. And I want to go wide. Go out wide out this way a little bit.
Okay, then.
Take it up that way. So do that.
All right.
Cancun.
Yeah.
I was there in January for a wedding.
Oh, I was there for.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh. You ain't had no issues flying in or out, did you?
Oh, no, it's not too tight, is it?
No, perfect.
No, I didn't have no issues. It was easy going.
Good. Yeah, boy, they had some, it was all sorts of, just talking about the DFW traffic to the airport. I forgot what they said in terms of the amount of people that missed their flights due to the traffic. But I mean, you know, when you pull it into the airport, I say about a mile before you get to the tollway, when you paid to go into the airport, they had that traffic was crazy. Right? I think they said it was.
Yeah, I thought it.
You see that? I was like, shit.
Thanksgiving or something.
No, they said that was the day before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they said that was the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I had the right time. Traveling.
Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
That's what did that Thanksgiving, man. Play it out a little bit.
Man, I travel a lot for work. Trust me, I know in and out of the airports.
Oh, yeah.
And man, they, especially with the when they had that little shutdown.
They wasn't have no looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tripping on their head. I want to get paid. So
Man,
they supposed to people out. It did work.
but they did. They figured it out. But man, in the midst of it, the impact that it has on people and their family. You know what I mean? Like, man, this thing we got in place right now, they're talking about, I don't know how they pick and chose who they're going to furlough, who receive money or not. They were saying that the TSA agents and all them, they didn't get paid at all. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he put in an order, well, I ain't gonna put in order. I think he gave uh, the organization the authority to say if they don't show up, they get fired. Well, damn, that was what they were here working for, money, right? Mm-hmm. So this modern day slave, he gonna make and not pay me. Yeah, man, that's basically doing the video. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. So. Man. Yeah, that's crazy. You must have been telling me all the people in the military. I know for a fact. I've been a couple days. I'm having meetings with people on basis doing that furlough. And in other words, like the guy told me, he said, "Trust me, when all said and done, we're gonna get our checks." They got there. And the crazy part about it, when they shut down, it's not like we went on strike. Yeah, I could see, you know what I'm saying, like when the union workers, the automotive GM, they go on strike, they doing that by choice, right? So yeah, they can't expect for the company to pay you. But bro, y'all went on, it had nothing, the strike, it had nothing to do with the workers. They came to work one day and were like, we ain't fucking paying y'all. Man. That's some modern day gangster shit, boy. Oh, yeah. One of the biggest. Mm-hmm. Right. Some people, maybe you, I'm not saying this, but some people, when they meet people, they may not necessarily like them at the outset, and trust has to be earned over time, rather than other people who embrace people right away and they get disappointed by people. So, as you know, it's proven itself over time. You and that's good. Just go with it. Came into our house a long time ago. Snoop came into our house when he was working for a different company, and he sat on my desk, and then he was working using my internet with my feet, in my cold water, okay, and basically in my kitchen, and then all of a sudden he had all these answers. How about 2022 welcoming the Dallas? You show up during the season 20 years later. I'm so sorry I'm late. What were you doing? Oh, I'm setting up the internet in my Airbnb. And I'm going to do it. What's that up here? Internet? Can we get someone to do this for you? And boom, here you are now. You're not setting up your own internet. Well, we our internet needs to if you have any answers, we are currently in the middle of it. But Nick, we love you, man. We appreciate you. You're the best. Good luck with everything. See you. That's Nick. I'm not going to take my English numbers. I might take you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Any other suits? Yeah. You bring my proposal. One round. see a highlight. I'm like, that's awesome. So that's possible. That's what I want. I saw Connor working it. I'm like, Connor doesn't win any fight. Connor doesn't win. He's younger than him. And then every box is going to win. In what world does Connor McGregor do 4 minutes? 4 minutes was over the play. Crazy. I mean, there's no problem. It's crazy. And then, like, this is when we fought around with him. Like that shitty. There's no skill to get better than that play. There's no like you can't take an injection to get better at condition. You actually have to learn. And that's why boxing is special, I think, because it is so damn hard. It's obviously changes a lot of people's lives directly and respectful and the best. And hopefully it becomes, great. So I watched a couple of boxing a year. But it's probably not going to know. Yeah, I assume the sell would be here's your my money for a fight. If you want to do 3 of them, move up a ranking so you can do that now. If you want to do 2 fights full, but you're going to lose out of this opportunity for this fight. These guys are going to be doing this amount of fights with these people. It's not that you can do whatever you want to do. You're just telling you fine. If you're losing fights, they're not going to have you consistent. Don't give it to the winners. I do appreciate what they say. You do lose. That's what they're talking about. So then there's a minimum salary. Yeah, probably. Right? That would sound like there'd be a minimum salary. They were like, yeah. That guy's last name's great. He's got a big conversation tomorrow in a conference where we get a Zoom going forward. Just pop that in there. I don't hear that coming. You got me, you got Dana White, and you got 116, and you can talk tomorrow. You know him very well. That's not that other one. No relationship. So he was going to Boston to do today's we've had so many good commitments both in the recruiting process. I'm going here publicly, actually now I'm going here publicly, and then now even on signing day, we have people who it's always been like this, but it's spotlighted and highlighted even more with all the different business opportunities and what schools can maybe provide today. Second, if someone goes to a school, something that they spend $5,000 to something else, hold the phone where you want to go here, this could be pay off things you got to make over now. Is national recruiting report on free sports, ladies and gentlemen, and great. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, same day. Let's talk about some of the storylines that we've seen here earlier. West Virginia's Eden, is that basically what's happening here with the Penn State recruitment and key commitments? Penn State is kind of reaping the benefits here, or what are you seeing from West Virginia before we get started in all the national stuff? Yeah, no doubt. West Virginia's doing a great job. Obviously, a few weeks ago, Kevin Brown brought his number 2 into the offensive line and came with Kevin. And then there was Alan Meadow, who was previously committed to Penn State. This morning, we saw football safety Matt C. for 6 commitments from Penn State to West Virginia. Coach Rodriguez is doing a great job. And also behind the scenes, there was a crucial watch. 4-star running back Amari Lattimore from Georgia. Currently committed to Wisconsin, but there's some talk behind the scenes that West Virginia is, working on football commitment. So that's That's what we were like over there at West Virginia. Come on. He's a running back you said from Georgia. Look at the offensive line that we're getting, brother. Look at everybody that's coming this is for you. We need more out there in West Virginia. Wisconsin? Yeah, right now. I feel Birdie's got to be doing that on time. Kind of trying to steal somebody's commitment somewhere else. But there's been a lot of that. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Chris Henry Jr. story? Because I think either on three or rivals will go there. We follow along very closely. We love what you guys do. We appreciate what you contribute to college football. And Chris Henry Jr. staying in Ohio State or going with he has not signed yet. So Brian Hartline obviously leaves Ohio State today playoffs, but leaving Ohio State to go to USF. What are you hearing about Chris Henry Jr. and USC as the number one recruiting class in the country? Maybe going to add Chris Henry Jr. to it, or is Oregon going to?
Yeah, so as far as Chris Henry Jr. goes, they have a ceremony at the school this morning, and he announced that he was going to stay with Ohio State. However, he hasn't officially signed a letter of intent. They haven't been sent into Ohio State, so it's not officially going until that happens. Behind the scenes, I'm hearing that Oregon and USC are both making a push. Again, like I said, it doesn't really mean a thing to activities to get paper, and I'm hearing that both these schools are continuing to push really hard to make that happen.
All right, ladies, we need your stay in it and on it. We've got questions for you. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, hey, after Jared Curtis being the number two, number one quarterback, exactly, depending on who you look at. After he went from Georgia to Vandy, is Vanderbilt slowly kind of becoming, like a destination in the SEC? You have to play their flashy, very, very good this year, especially with Bud Lee down in potentially being there for a while.
Yeah, no doubt. About 2 hours after Derek quit from Georgia to Vandy, I had a 2027 wide receiver reach out to me, and we ended up to Vandy, and then said, hey, about 10 minutes before joining the show, Vanderbilt split 3-star wide receiver Owen Cabell from Alabama. So that's 2 big-time SEC program flips, flipping Derek from Georgia and Owen from Alabama. Vanderbilt's doing a great job.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt, Washington, Lee, obviously, I think Diego last week was busting for the boys, alluded to Curtis becoming the next quarterback, and I don't think everybody kind of knew who it was or what it was. And then whenever this split happens, obviously it's just another message from Vandy that they're for real, because obviously financially you have to be able to keep up with everybody else. And maybe Curtis is the next one. Overall, so obviously things are going well for the team that fired their coach earlier this season and still don't have a coach. But on that note, A.Q. Shipley, Penn State Caucus, former Remington Award winner for Penn State Lions, has a question for you about where they sit now versus maybe later.
Yeah, back when I came out, there wasn't a really signing period. Obviously, you see where they're at right now, and obviously transfer portal plays a major role in what goes on now. But how much usually changes between the early signing period and the final signing period?
Yeah, who's not signing right now?
Yeah, so in terms of that, pretty much 95% plus of the high school recruits are signing in December because they want to go and enroll their school their sports in January to get ahead of, spring practice, getting away room, learning to play football, that good stuff. So in terms of that, there's not really many recruits that sign in the late signing period anymore. I mean, I would say 1 to 2%.
So it's 99% pay in the barn. You guys are ranked 150th right now. Still got some hours left there. One of these schools reaping the benefit recruiting wise with brand new head coach, the former head coach of Penn State, James Franklin, squad down there. Tell me this question for you.
Yeah, I do a lot of that Penn State dropping is because I saw all of your career timelines. James Franklin looking to mix from Penn State to Virginia Tech. And also, I feel like the hashtag be great for Virginia, stay great for Virginia, something like that. How is James Franklin done in a short time for Virginia Tech? And you know where they're ranked right now, or around where they're ranked right now?
Yeah, Virginia Tech is recruiting at a very high level under James Franklin, obviously. He had those built-in relationships with those recruits that he had committed to him back when he was at Penn State. There's been 10 plus recruits that were committed to Penn State flipped to Virginia Tech, and now the rookies stand at the number 25 in the 2026 Broncos team in this year.
West Virginia also moving up the rankings. Virginia Tech obviously moving up the rankings. Good for them. I have no idea if this is football or basketball we're turning here. West Virginia is go ahead. Illinois up there. Okay, let's talk about recruiting every single year. Maybe this is your lunch. Go ahead.
Yeah, we go on the hotbed challenge of the new year. Big reason why Wayne took that job. But what that LSU class looks like since they take over?
Yeah, the LSU class is looking great. The Titans took over. They've already split 3 recruits yesterday. They split 4-star Titan J.C. Anderson. They put 4-star wide receiver Corey Barber this morning. And then yesterday they put 3-star interior offensive lineman Brian Ritt. Lane Kiffin and company, showed up in Baton Rouge and started recruiting right away. It's the Tigers have one of the best classes in the country. They're headlined by the number 1 recruit in the 2026 Talent 3 Riders. Team rankings Lamar Brown, Deshaun Cameron there with Kiffin. I really like where the Tigers class stands, and I think Kiffin's going to continue to recruit well in that league.
All right, hey, we appreciate the hell. What does this end? They can sign anytime, I guess. It just started this morning. This can go on.
Time for the show this morning, and it closes December 6th, so if you just want to sign on the day of time.
Maybe it's up in West Virginia. Oh, wait a minute. Got more. Got more. Something more. You see the big guys up front? Yeah, we don't wear this thing. Let's just tell me that. That's baseball. Hey, quarter now. Hey, touchdown. That's the very end. He's on the end. Probably from that exact season. I was just we're in Texas right there. We're actually doing it. And that's what I was just one for. That guy is well, and the first thing so that I was two plus, there's the second spot. You said I think the number 1 and number 2 recruits, but there's a number of positions. Number 8 on the website, the WPO, the WPA, the ICF. They're going to have a Tony gives out his place. So, yeah. Tell us, what were you going to ask about LSU? Because I wanted to ask them their follow-up to the LSU thing, but he kind of said they got a good shot. I kind of did that. Feels like we're losing in the recruiting and the signing day. It's a big deal, kind of getting away with your organization. Transfer portal seems like a much more important time right now for your team right now. But I think like the stability of your culture is kind of how I get it. I'd love to see the game to be a quick from Penn State to the payoff up there. What's talking about no idea what this? Rick, what you're talking? We want to talk about that. Exactly what we are. Okay, we're doing like high school kids for so it's not like you like to understand as well. But hearing something moving from Alabama is crazy. But the crazy thing is that they even, if you're at the point where you're saying, I wanted that thing, yeah. You know that you've already made up your mind, like, hey, this is what I want. So then you change your mind to elsewhere. Is that what you want to do? Or is that just mean somebody else who's going to make a little bit more money? Flipping from fan to fan is crazy. That is like, that actually is. Penn State was I know, but that's what I'm saying. That sucks for you, but it's like you're right for us. Like Penn State, like big fan. Penn State got in it for the NFL. Yeah, there's a lot of that's an NFL pipeline. They know what's that. All those Penn State guys want back because like the tradition and everything. Like we're too comfortable for Penn State having the most money.
You know it's too hot in that.
Job number 2.
All right.
And being like the premier place to go. They put all this money into every single sport, not just football. Like they're all in on sports. And now 2 months later, we're at a place where Penn State is like, you don't even want to touch it if you're a coach.
hear all this.
No. Let's play it on a little bit. You got all that constant bias, which is fine. But at the end of the day, like Oregon, how many national championships? How many? You tell me. Zero. And how many times have they had 150 if you
Yeah, Matt, it starts with more practice time. And I just came from the practice field, and Lamar Jackson is participating in his first Wednesday practice since November 5th. Now, over the last 2 weeks, Jackson has missed practice time because of a growing list of injuries. From his knee, to his ankle, to his toe. Now, Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton made it clear that no one is pointing the finger at Jackson, even through all of his struggles, saying Lamar is a two-time MVP for a reason. Even LeBron has an off week.
Yeah, this is unprecedented as well. Since 2018, the Lions defense regular season record in December and January of 2024, so the 7th of the season. So Harrison Douglas, back to you. What will you be focused on most in this battle for first place in the race?
The run game of the Baltimore Ravens, they're fifth right now in the NFL versus the run defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we just witnessed on national television that defense, the front seven of the Pittsburgh Steelers, get pushed around against the Buffalo Bills. 249 yards they allowed on the ground to the running backs and Josh Allen as the quarterback as well. So can you stop that run game or minimize Derrick Henry? We do know Derrick Henry is still a ferocious running back. He's physical and he can reach you by himself if you allow him to. So when I'm looking at Cam Hayward, I'm looking at TJ Watt, I'm looking at those linebackers. Can those guys set it up and minimize the run game of the Baltimore Ravens?
Both teams and work hard to get it overhead. She explained exactly why I would never wear fingers because my fingers when you're crossing over, you can't. There's things inside the next thing. I love it.
We've also got about for first in the AFC South before at the Jags on Sunday. Both teams are 8-4, but going in different directions. Jacksonville has won 4-5, while Indians lost 3-4 after a 7-1 start. And those now, the Texans are only a game behind both teams.
Division games in December, we're all fighting for it, right? We're all fighting to stay up there and compete each week and give yourself a chance at the end of the year, but your options are starting to get a little bit smaller, right? You just see the window starting to close in terms of opportunities on Sundays. Our players work really hard from all year round for these opportunities on Sunday to know that as you get into December, we're going to get so many more of these options that you go to keep moving.
All right,
I am calling this game on ESPN Radio with Steve Beasley, so I cannot wait to watch this in person. But you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars the last 3 games, 12 sacks over that 3 game span. Josh Allen, he's really activated after the slow start to begin the year. And then secondly, I'm looking at Daniel Jones at the quarterback position. We know he has that fractured fibula. It showed up in that game versus the Houston Texans where he was not able to do. They're not going to call design runs. You can't really move outside of the pocket. They want to protect him as much as possible. They had a 4th-and-1, and they had to lean on their tight end, Tyler Warren, to try to do a twitch push from the tight end position under that quarterback. He fumbled the football. So, how can Daniel Jones really make plays? But then the coach, we seem to need to diversity but the 4 drives in the 4th overtime. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We've seen the first 4 drives versus the Houston Texans. They didn't score any points. Can you stop having these lapses on offense because you are well balanced running the football and passing the football, but can you minimize these lapses that you've had the last 2 ball games, which in my opinion has led to your defense being on the football entirely too much? That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, the Colts looking for their first road win in Jacksonville since 2014, so it's been a minute. By the way, Harry, I love your hat. Yeehaw. Matt has really won.
Other than that, it's an AFC matchup on Sunday. Texans Chiefs will find themselves back over a lot of parts. Texans won 4 straight games that started 3-5 while Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're 500 after 12 games, the first time since 2017. That's when he took over as starter.
The Chiefs would have lost Sunday would have just a 12% chance to make the playoffs. That according to ESPN analytics. If the Mahomes had 15
who they are is how hard they play. Every single snap they're flying around, they're trying to make plays happen, they're trying to intercept football, trying to knock the football out, they're trying to make big hits. So we got to match that intensity as an offense and as a team in order to go out there doing it.
And really unfair, as you heard, perhaps the Chiefs at this stage of the season. So can they keep those players alive this week?
Oh, Matt Berry, I don't think I'm too confident about it. And it's because the Houston Texans in that defense, the number one defense in the NFL right now currently. And when you have playmakers at all three levels, when I'm looking at Will Anderson Jr. and also Danielle Hunter, stacking the quarterback in the linebacker position, Al Shire and the way he's played. But then you're looking at secondary, you got 3 or 4 guys in the secondary who can play man coverage, who play instinctively, and can make plays and are actually ball hawks for the Houston Texans. So I don't see it happening this weekend. And then C.J. Stroud, the way he came back after missing a few games and passed the football around versus the Indianapolis Colts. I think I like the Houston Texans in this matchup.
You only did that because you were at a Cowboy hat. It's Thursday. Chiefs 5-1 this season at Arrowhead with a plus 82-point differential. That's no score areas that are hanging out with us throughout the program. The Chiefs and Texans ranked among the top teams with the most to gain or lose this week. According to ESPN analytics, with the win, the Chiefs' playoff chances improved to 56%. Of a loss puts them at just 12%. While the win by the Texans jumps them to 76%, lost them to 37%. The only team reporting gain or lose this week are the Steelers and Ravens. All of this is to say these games this week for the playoffs are really, really big.
All right, coming up, we should start focusing to the NFC, specifically on the battle in Green Bay on Sunday. How many Packers
Business.
Oh no.
Receive RE.
Yeah. I guess maybe cheese didn't make them.
Received.
What's your beef?
Now that's a great.
Received.
Gatorade has the #1 proven.
Received means accepting something, like a gift or letter. As an adjective, it means something is generally accepted, like received wisdom or received pronunciation.
Let me make sure customize my car insurance so I don't pay for what I need. Have a great day. Wonderful. What a mess.
Only pay for what you need.
Get 10% off Target gift cards with Target Circle.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently and it's a once-daily pill.
When symptoms try to take control, I got rapid relief from this book. Check.
Rinvoq helps visibly repair my intestinal lining.
I got lasting check.
That's visibly repair the intestinal lining.
And lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower the risk of infections. Before treatment, test for TB and influenza. Serious infections
death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases with age 50 plus with heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you have these events, infection, FBFC, smoke, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take it allergic or have an infection. Put UC and Crohn's in check and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
This is the farmer's dog chicken. Some also call this chicken, but only one is human grade, made to the safety and quality standards of human food. Get 50% off your first box only at thefarmersdog.com.
I don't always make her lunch, but I do always know what she has to eat.
The Tide Boosted Test. Regular detergent can't match Tide's Boosted Clean. Test pass.
Yeah.
It's cleaner, whiter, brighter, and fresher. It's got to be Tide.
Hey, man. Bring on some. Excuse me. Where's the sea train? Hey, where's the sea train?
It's 200 feet to the left.
At Olive Garden, more is Mary. A first course that never ends. Two recipe favorites at a time. It's everything all about the holidays. As you know, right? Olive Garden. Here, your favorite.
Chargers is the defending champion Eagles this week on Monday Night
Sunday football kicks off Monday at 8 Eastern for Barbershop and Monday Night Football in LA.
Sports Center. Brought to you by Freeform's 35 Days of Christmas. Watch holiday classics December 1st through 25th. And T-Mobile. When movers move, fans move. Catching live during the T-Mobile SEC Championship Concert December 6th and New Easter.
Back to see with you. You want some old-time football? How about the 9-3 Bears at Lambeau to play the 8-3-1 Packers on Sunday with first place on the line and the NFC North Sportsman joining us now. They're happy to play off Mosky and HC is back to rock. So Jordan Love had a good Thanksgiving. He threw 4 touchdowns in the win over the Lions.
Oh, my don't go back. He's slaying down.
Here's the thing with Jordan Love. He may just be getting started. This is the time of the year when he typically plays his best football. 4 touchdowns on Thanksgiving, no interceptions. That's a big thing. Since the start of November, he has 6 touchdowns without a pick. Last year, from November on, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The year before that, from November on, 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That all adds up to 37 touchdowns and 6 interceptions from November on the last 3 seasons. The thing the Packers may like the most about it, though, is the lack of interceptions. I asked Packers coach Matt before about that, and he said the big thing is that Jordan is playing within the rhythm and the timing of the play.
All right, since 2023, Love has 18 games with multiple passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions, trailing only Jared Goff and Lamar Jackson. Good company there. HC, the strength of this Packers team is Michael Parsons and their defense. They'll have to slow down the Bears team with a solid run game. So who do you think has the edge in this matchup?
This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears and their run game. Their offense, everything that they do is predicated off of it. And what Ben Johnson has done a great job of is creating the eye candy, shifts, motions, giving the defense something else to think about before the balls actually snap. Now, what does that also do for the offensive line? It allows them to have certain angles to block guys within the front seven that they're supposed to block. So I'm going to give the edge to the Chicago Bears in that run game. You can't ignore what they just did to the Philadelphia Eagles in their front seven. A front seven that has Joey Davis, Jalen Carter, guys that we know can be very disruptive up front. So I'm going to Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that's what you gave especially Caleb Williams. I want to ask you, as a fellow Baldy, is your head cold?
You know what? I didn't wear a hat or gloves today, but my great producer Steve must be his gloves. He doesn't have a hat because he's got a full head of hair. He doesn't need one.
Yeah, you borrow Harry's cowboy hat.
He's bald elected. There were plenty of small moves
in the CFP rankings on Tuesday after the loss to Texas. Texas A&M about 37 line. Texas kept to jump up in the 4 spot. Notre Dame dropped 1 spot. Swapping places with Alabama. Meanwhile, Miami remains 12, 2 spots behind Notre Dame. Last season, none of the teams. This is big. None of the teams that were idle during conference championship week jumped another idle team in the CFP rankings from last night to the final ranking, although Hunter Yurchek left that door open last night. Welcome in with EJ Manuel. He gets the blessing of 15-hour Saturdays with Joey Galloway. EJ, it's your final week. You're going to make it. Am I making this up? Did they leave a little bit of a window open for Miami to jump Notre Dame and get into the final rankings?
No, man, you're not messing it up, and I'm looking forward to another Saturday with you guys. It's going to be awesome this year. But here's the thing. When I heard Hunter Yurchek answer Reed Davis' question, and kind of in a roundabout way say, well, we're going to re-rank the team in the top 25 the following week, that does mean there is a chance that Miami could potentially jump Notre Dame. Now, I would have been surprised to see Alabama jump Notre Dame this particular week because, look, they beat a one-win Auburn team. I understand the Iron Bowl is a tough matchup, but that was still a game that at one point it was tied, right? So you look at the situation here, Notre Dame being the team that did lose head-to-head to Miami, maybe at the very last hour, man, it does seem that that was the last week that they had shot. So I think it's going to be the right game. It should be
should carry the day next Sunday. We'll find out. I want to stay in the ACC because the biggest question now is what if Duke upsets Virginia in the ACC championship game? What chaos would ensue with that?
Well, not a lot of chaos, which the ACC is good for doing. But I think two things could happen here. So you could have an opportunity where two of the G6 teams get in, like a Tulane or North Texas, depending on who wins the American, or a JMU if they win the Sun Belt title. The other thing that you could see is Miami then leapfrogging into the playoff from the ACC. Now, this is a bit different because obviously if Virginia wins it, they're in. But if Duke wins it as a 5-loss team, I can't see a world where they would then put Duke into the CFP. I would say, hey, committee, make the better decision. Put in a team that certainly could go in and play well in the CFP, and that also should be Miami in to the playoffs. So I'm assuming most Hurricane fans are rooting for Duke this weekend.
Yeah, look, this would be an unprecedented move for the Power 4 team to not get Finally, it's a playoff game because Ohio State, Indiana are both in. They're likely to get first round byes as well. But the game that you and I are talking about, Ohio State, Indiana, 1 versus 2 for the Big Ten championship game. What's the key? What are you going to be watching?
Yeah, well, Matt, the big key is defensively. How does Indiana try to slow down the receivers? And the key word is slow down. I'm not saying you're going to stop Jeremiah Smith or Carnell Tate or Ennis. These guys are really, really good because they're able to use leverage. They're strong. They're fast. But the other key to this, Indiana has some really good defensive backs. Guys who I believe we playing on Sundays. One of them is Lewis Moore. He leads the team with 5 interceptions. Also, the second leader with 4 interceptions is Amari Terrell. So the big key is stay defense of the defense. Don't take any double moves or slants. Hey, look, you give up a 5-yard throw, that's fine. Come up, wrap and tackle, and get him on the ground. But ultimately, don't give up a ton of explosives and make Julian saying, hope Ohio State's quarterback job much easier.
And by the way, Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana, they're just as talented as well. This might be the best game of the season. I can't wait for that. And I can't wait to get from EJ on the ACC Network Football Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. EJ, see you Saturday.
All right, that's the huge weekend in college football. Coming up, Auburn's new head coach tells us why the Tigers are the race to the pen. Alex Golich is going to join SportsCenter, plus much more on the top NBA story of the day. The Clippers parting ways with Chris Paul. Brian Windhorst is going to join us live once again next.
Most pet food looks like this, but not the Barbershop. It looks like real food because it is real food, made to human-grade standards and gently cooked to give your dog the nutrients they need without the ultra-processing. Because good ingredients matter. But the best recipes available only in the farmer's store.
Since 2018, Cricket Wireless has been supporting this journey of HBCU students. So you can count on a reliable network every step of the way. Smile, you're on Cricket.
I'm a big rock. And while you're down there posing for pictures, I'm seeing a bigger picture from up here. And this little birdie's telling me it's time for this rock to roll. Photo bomb! And if you don't have the right insurance, just get really flat in your savings. So get off stage, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thursday Night Football on Prime. It's on.
This week, the Dallas Cowboys short money. Between Thursday Night Football, Cowboys, Lions at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime.
I'm not a songwriter, I'm not a sex symbol. I just want to entertain people.
Bad things happen over and over. I just want to see you shine.
They had the dream. You're gonna do what? Neil Diamond should release a call so Lightning and Thunderbolt they did was each other. Tell me I'm doing the right thing.
I think you are.
Want to be better?
Never had a shot, pal. This is it.
Songs on Blue for PG-13 Here's this Christmas.
You founded your kayak company because you love the ocean, not spreadsheets. We need to hire. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Yes! Woo! Prize Picks lineup is all green, baby! Ooh, that's awesome. Ooh, we are prediction geniuses!
You use between $5 and $50 missing in site credits. Prize Picks.
One of those days, you're not cooking dinner, so you tackled into Popeye.
Smart. Popeye's $20 family meal beats everywhere. You can take the night off. Take a holiday from cooking. Got a smaller group. Get 5 pieces of chicken for $9. Love that chicken from Popeye.
Lazy Fast Cricket by G. Yeah, you should join Cricket. With Cricket, go from to see the line by G, $35.
Everything sounds best. How much better than that season? And away we go. Golden Knights, Flyers, and Seven. Panthers, Avalanche at 9:30 next Thursday on ESPN and ESPN app.
I'm the CEO of Bath and Body Works. I'm also a licensed hair practitioner. A few years ago, my younger sister lost all of her hair, so we learned how to misdiagnose with cancer. Our mothers were thinking for our own hands and created two hair growth oils, one to help grow her hair and another to help thicken her hair and keep it up. Today, her hair is out. Mary, what are you doing here? Just want to talk.
No threats, no drama, just conversation. That's my own plan.
You're causing multiple memories right now. Don't be waiting for that.
Try news on the very London and watch the sparkles fly.
Welcome back. We're calling you about a story that you may that happened in the middle of the night. The first putting out a statement saying franchise icon baseball is no longer part of the team. Alex said to work on next steps for the role, which means that the Washington man is paying his $3.6 million salary, working out a buyout or trading him. Whatever it meant for the Swamp has been a fantastic year. A career decision, with the offering second in the NBA in both assists and steals to John Stockton, while just the seventh player ever to play 21 seasons. The only active player with 4 seasons played is
So from what I understand, this was not about Chris Paul making an issue off the court of his limited role this season. He's never had a role like this where he's been BNP CD on numerous nights where he's been second or third string. He started 82 games last year for the Spurs, for example. But from what I understand, this was a situation where Chris Paul, being Chris Paul, which was having a very vocal voice both in the locker room and the coach's office and even the front office, lands differently when he's not a star player on the team. Chris Paul has always been on achieving teams. He had made the playoffs or the postseason at least for 14 straight years before last year in San Antonio when they didn't make it largely because Victor Wembanyama didn't know. He's not been on a team that's underperformed like this. And when you are very vocal about the way things are going and you're a big role player on an underachieving team, it hits differently. And so what Lawrence Frank basically described without using the word is that that was a little bit more than water, not something they expected. They thought this team was going to be a competitive team that they would play. The way Chris operates, I think behind the scenes, no longer being fit, so they decided. Yes, and I'm just going to tell you, Christine, we're already on the pace, and I don't just mean a 21-1. If you go back and look at last year, remember, they won 68 games last year. So over the last two seasons, they're 89 and 15, and now they're going to take a step further than that. They started last year 11 and 4 because they had some injuries. You take out that 11 and 4, they're like winning at a clip that is already about 72-win pace. So for 1.25 seasons, they're basically winning at 72-win pace. They're already playing at that level for a long period of time. So I will say this, when you talk to people in Oklahoma City, they shut you down immediately, saying this is not their focus, and they will also point out to you that they have played the easiest schedule in the NBA thus far. 21-1 against the easiest schedule. You shouldn't assume they're going to go, 80 and 2 or something. But this is a team that has proven for a long time that it wins at the 85% rate that you need to do to challenge that record.
Okay, so the Thunder, they're not focused on it. But just so you know, Draymond Green said that he thinks the Thunder are capable of breaking the record. He also said that he thinks the Warriors win chase for 2 years on the display. So you can see more when you agree. And I'm going to be able to thank you.
Christine, each of the executives, a lot of math, some experience, but I can ask on calculations for the Lions. Okay, according to ESPN analytics, with the win, the Cowboys' playoff chance improved 36% for a loss dropping down to just 8%. For the Lions, the win was at 55% for the last half, and that's 22%. The Cowboys have won 3 straight for their Week 10 bye and allowed up to 22 points per game over that span. In the first 9 weeks of the season, they were allowing over 30 points per game. The Lions, on the other hand, they've got 500 this Week 10 and find themselves outside of the playoff picture. Detroit has made the postseason in back-to-back seasons, but only just a 42% chance to make the playoffs. That according to ESPN analytics. You got that? Good, got good.
Got it all.
Numbers were just able to spat at the New York, and that's hey, one of the stories we keep watching now, Amon-Ra St. Brown and the help with that ankle. What more can you tell us?
And this is shaping up to be a game-time decision. I expect that the Lions will at least leave the light on slightly for Amon-Ra St. Brown, not rule him out of the game outright. They're practicing today, so he's going to be going on minimal to no practice time, most likely on that ankle issue. It's not a high ankle sprain, so Dan Campbell said that if anybody can work his way back in a short turnaround, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. So they're going to hope for the best, not ruled out yet. We'll see what it goes. On the Lions, Pat, I can tell you, talking to people over there in the first this week, you can feel the wear and tear with that team right now in the locker room. Like they're trying to do this in real time. You see Taylor Decker, DNP Tuesday with the shoulder, same with Panay Sewell. Both those guys are going to try to put themselves in position to play, but we'll see what shakes out today. Herman Joseph beginning with a nagging knee issue for really the entire season. I'm told that he's a long shot for this week. He was hopeful for next week. And Brian Graham's there. He's at least trending somewhat upward leading into the game.
Secondary's been banged up all year. They've been rolling fast with that secondary mental jam as we know this team for the season. The injuries been kept up with you. By the way, they're looking to avoid their first losing streak since 2022. The Lions are going to get that done. Thank you.
agreed to a 6-year deal to become South Florida's new head coach. The former Buckeyes and NFL player will stay with Ohio State through its playoff run. But a big hire for South Florida getting Brian Hartline. And the man he replaced in South Florida, Alex Golesh, he's the new head coach at Auburn. He went 23-15 in 3 seasons with the Bulls, including a 9-2 record this year. He's one best years. Golesh has started to turn around a Tigers program that has endured 5 straight seasons. As we welcome in the new head coach of the Auburn Tigers, Alex Golesh. And Coach, you've been drinking water through a fire hose. How've the last 3 days been for you?
Man, it's been a lot. It's been fun meeting just about every single person I could possibly meet. But there's 3 components to it. It's the team here, to getting with these guys and sitting down one at a time and getting to know them, selling our vision, selling what we're about. There's putting the staff together. That part's huge. And then recruiting. Today being signing day, you get here Sunday and you got 48 hours to build a bunch of relationships. Some you had, some you build, and you literally just taking it 1 minute at a time. And you're probably sacrificing more sleep than anything else. But at the end of the day, we knew what we were getting into, and it's been a hell of a ride so far.
Yeah, you mentioned you recruiting. What do you have to do to get that first class in shape with you hopping in so much?
Yeah, I think it's the most important thing is you don't panic. It's you try to evaluate as fast as you can. I think it helps us with having DJ here. I've got insight at least on the defensive guys. He's been awesome with the offensive guys as well. But you try to go one at a time and get the right guys in, knowing that there's a transfer window coming, knowing that what you don't want to do is panic and do something that isn't going to help you your down the line.
You know, it's interesting, your coaching business, and that you were coaching your team at South Florida Saturday. By Sunday, you were in front of your new team in new Auburn gear. And then you're trying to get this all together while closing another chapter of your life. What is that quick transition?
Yeah, it's surreal, Matt. It's you feel like you're in a little bit of a movie. But this is something you sit down for and you plan ahead of time. We literally had every single hour planned out for 6 months, and the plan is the plan. You obviously deviate a little bit as you go. You prioritize more than anything else. And in our program and my personality, you prioritize the players that you're coaching. It is surreal in a lot of ways. There's so many young guys that I said bye to Sunday morning that have been a part of their life. They've been a part of our life, man. If done correctly, this relationship really does last a lifetime. And a lot of those guys, most of those guys are family. Some of those guys you've spent nights with in hospitals. You've been through deaths in families, and it's hard. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to get on a plane and say, man, everything we built here for 3 years, you're walking away from. That's a special place. That's a special group of young guys, and it's an incredible job that we walked away from. That I think we left way better than when we walked into. But the opportunity to come to a place like Auburn and specifically to get here on the plains, I mean, this is one of the premier jobs in the entire country. For me, I dreamed of an opportunity like this, and when this opportunity came about, man, you sprinted this. It's life changing, not in the sense that the level that it's at or what it really is. It's life changing because this is one of the very few places in the country that you can come and win a national title. And so you run with it, and it's surreal in every way. But I'm telling you, and I've said it to the guys I'm really close with. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm with you.
Well, I tell you, I called your bowl game your first year in South Florida, and I watched you build that thing year in and year out. Hopefully, what you guys have this year with the closure of what's going to be in Tampa and watch what that program. Cannot wait to see what you do with Auburn in the rest of the
Well, I appreciate that. I'm fired up. I'm excited. We're getting a week.
Now, that man throws that bridge on that. And after beating the Ravens last night, someone here has a bold prediction. I got what? That's that.
Oh, Lord, I think he's going to get some keep doing this.
With schizophrenia, it can feel like your symptoms decide what you do and who you can be. If you still have symptoms, be bold and ask your healthcare provider about Cobenfy, a twice-daily pill for the treatment of schizophrenia. Cobenfy is not an antipsychotic; it's a different kind of treatment. Cobenfy showed overall improvement across a range of schizophrenia symptoms. And in clinical studies, most people saw no substantial weight gain.
Don't take if allergic to Cobenfy. Have trouble emptying your bladder or stomach. Certain liver problems or untreated narrow-angle glaucoma. Serious side effects such as urinary retention, worsening liver, kidney, bile duct, and gallbladder problems. Slow stomach emptying, serious allergic reactions, narrow-angle glaucoma, increased heart rate, and side effects in those with kidney problems may occur. Don't drive or use heavy machinery until you know how Cobenfy affects you. Seek help right away if you have hives, swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, or throat, hoarseness, difficulty speaking, breathing, or emptying your bladder.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
You know how powerful you are. Every move, every call, every resource for it. Because real.
Look, bro.
That's why
We out down there, though.
What are you saying?
You look at the Barbershop. Yeah, down there, bro.
America's best 5G network. No slowing down, no hidden fees. $25 a month, 5-year price guarantee. Switch to Total Wireless. Now that's a total power. I love my dog. She's my guardian.
A dog makes your life better. This has made such a difference since we started giving her this.
I do the best for her. She does the same for me. Reach for his bag, started petting and scheming. He thought to himself, how can I ruin their holiday meal? They're truly despised with pickle seasoning and fries. They're all in for shots, last dish, hot sauce. So if you want to experience the delicious new meat, you can head to McDonald's and show them how you feel. You live now.
Buttery, flaky crackers, sweet, crunchy cookies. When lunch goes from snoozer to showstopper, that's the Lunchables effect. I go from this to this as a postpartum mom. Now y'all look like I be wasting money. Why did I get this pizza 3 weeks ago? And here I am already having to take it out. Now, once I told this boy against you, they have to go ahead and grab the whole milk of their car here.
We need your help. I need your help. We need money to research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's life. It may save someone you love. And it's very important Tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern across ESPN networks and platforms for a special opportunity to see Jim Valvano's commemorative on speech. His message is as relevant today as it was 30 years ago, and you can support his goal of achieving victory over cancer.
Yeah, I know 2 + 2 is 4. That look like a dormitory, like maybe jail. That's a man. And that's a woman. This is a man. Dress.
Digo, pero ¿por qué nada quita eso? Vamos a mostrar a la gente que lo podemos usar sin eso. Mira, se le quita y se le pone. De chiquera. Otra más salió fácil. Otra más salió fácil. Este talla 13 no me sirve, pero no lo vamos a llevar, aunque me combina. Ya.
Never apply cologne like this if you want compliments to last. What a vengeance. You know what I'm doing, Andy. How I'm doing, bitch.
If there's one, this is what would happen. So we literally think, I was saying things wrong, perfect. I was saying things ring, and shit is. You go to the ring, locked in the pain, but I still need no things. I'm finding crazy how 90% of people just scroll past this video and miss a chance. I'm in the club without my patience, this shit only loaded. He called him, that's that shit like your friend do. So you think lyrical lemonade? Okay, I like this. Yeah, you got me a little nervous. I know that I be on some other shit. I know that I'm different.
So with these,
It's time for pasta quick. Ready to rock?
Some niggas can say I changed on them because I thought they were saying shit I was on, but they not. Or they was on some shit that I wanted to be on, and when I got on that shit, I got on it and surpassed them, and they just lost in the song. So like, I'm some niggas.
You're not doing me no favor about fucking with me. I'm not winning fucking with you, bitch. I'm really just inked out about history. I'm living off memory. Leaving a hit. Keep my numbers on red. Yeah, fire on your ass, I'm not scared. You fair one like a leg. Yeah, really back up the shots. Fuck it, let's start us some baby. Go. Poppin' on y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it. Y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me. I ain't giving you none. So I'm gonna you like a please, son. Ready to be on my phone. Touch me, they gon' yell out. Fuck you talk about, bitch, I keep it in one. I'm from the city, I'm ready to pay. Petty ass niggas scared of the bank. Nigga, leaving a hit. I'm ready. Yeah, fire on your ass, I'm not scared. You fair one like a leg. Yeah, really back up the shots. Fuck it, let's start us some baby. Go. Poppin' on y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it on y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me. I ain't giving you none. So I'm gonna be you like a please, son. Ready to be on my phone. Touch me, they gon' yell out. Fuck you talk about, bitch, I keep it in one. I'm from the city, I'm ready to pay. Petty ass niggas scared of the bank. Nigga, leaving a hit. Keep my numbers on red. Yeah, fire on your ass, I'm not scared. You fair one like a leg. Yeah, really back up the shots. Fuck it, let's start us some baby. Go. Pop it on y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it on y'all like you stand. Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me. I ain't giving you none. So I'm gonna be you like a please, son. Ready to be on my phone. Touch me, they gon' yell out. Fuck you talk about, bitch, I keep it in one. I'm from the city, I'm ready to pay. Petty ass niggas scared of the bank. Nigga, leaving a hit. Keep my numbers on red. Yeah, fire on your ass, I'm not scared. You fair one like a leg. Yeah, really back up the shots.
County on vacation, got them on the streets with the bird vacation. Menace to society, a threat to the system. Just because the ass is white don't mean you have to kiss them. Crooked cops and crack rocks, they always seem to run a block. So now I'm thinking of different ways that I can make a night without winding up doing 5 to 10. Cause ain't no love. The county on vacation. So check this out.
When I say all cover $760, you're gonna bring me a project. That's okay. I have fun with this though. Yeah, but if I charge you more than $160, it wouldn't go viral, right? This is why I do what I do. Yes, because I love to do it. Yeah, they show love sometimes. Did you get a quote from somebody else? Oh yeah, he did come in here and tell us that the other day. I wouldn't touch it. That's crazy. Between numbing cream and me and Riley tag teaming you at the same time, that's the only way we can get shit like this done. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot of work. Good job, Riley. When I say all cover $760, you're gonna bring me a project. That's okay. I have fun with this though. Did anybody else call you? Yeah, but if I charge you more than $160, it wouldn't go viral. This is why I do what I do. Yes, because I love to do it. Yeah, they show love sometimes. Did you get a quote from somebody else? Oh yeah, he did come in here and tell us that the other day. I wouldn't touch it. That's crazy.
Gangsta shit.
Stop blowing all your money on dozens of TV apps and switch to Fido. You'll get tons of entertainment and save hundreds with just one subscription. So when you're not watching your favorite channel, you can finally pick out vacation. Enjoy a fancy night out, or take to a coffee. There's only one streaming service that has three of your funds, so you can have more fun. All at a starting at $33 a month. Fido's a better way to TV.
I'm saying I'm a dog, I'm a beast. Just make money with the beast.
T-Mobile. When ludicrous moves, fans move. Catch it live during the T-Mobile SEC Championship Concert, December 6th at noon Eastern.
What the world is in that bad? What you this Sunday, the Ravens and Steelers battle in person in Kansas City. What the last Sunday, Aaron Rodgers was critical. He addressed exactly what again just minutes ago.
Even know the
I was talking about this during the week, we have our meetings on Thursdays and everything, and with everybody. come there with an open mind and be self-critical and you know, work on the things you got to work on and just get better. As far as the outfits,
By the way, the great news out today, Sean Sherman is reporting that Yas Kubo, his representative, and the Bucks are in discussions about this big defense. Scott Muller on a day today. We see what happened. He just said, don't be on social media.
People on social media, they're not breaking in on day today.
Giannis Antetokounmpo made one thing clear in media day before the season. He said, "I want to be on a team that allows me and gives me a chance to win a championship." That's a direct quote. And then a few days later, Sean Sherman reported that there was only one team that Giannis desired to play for outside of Milwaukee, and that's the Knicks. Which brings us to breaking news. We say hello to our senior insider, Sean Sherman. Sean, what's developing here outside of Milwaukee?
Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent Alex Carazzo have started open conversations that are active right now with the Milwaukee Bucks about the realities of whether his future is best staying in Milwaukee or the realities of moving on elsewhere. My understanding is the resolution to this, whether this is the future is expected in the coming weeks. As you said, he is looking overall. What this means for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I had one source even tell me to describe the situation as the writing on the wall for what's to come with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was told that the championship vision by John Morrison and Doc Rivers returned to be committed to the scheme. But this is a situation where the organization could be facing serious consequences depending on how the season continues to play out.
Okay, so the writing is on the wall here from how this could go if the Milwaukee Bucks are not able to make some sort of drastic change now that we're at this quarter mark of the season. Sean, thank you so much for that insight. I'd like to welcome in Janae Brubaker, Danny Green. In some ways, this feels like an inevitability, Danny, but I'm curious your reaction to the news. Now we are marching towards the point that Giannis could not be on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Are we shocked? I'm not shocked. I don't think anybody's shocked. We've seen him again. I didn't think he was going to take down Instagram posts, but he's shown signs in the past, even before yesterday, that he's been frustrated with some of those times. And even if he moved back to Greece, they should have probably maybe listened to that chance to pass him. They tried to double down and sign long term. This is a lot of rules and hanging out. What we expected is coming to a head. We got it happen early. They got it early. Right now, injury
they've exhausted all options in my opinion. They not only emptied the cabinet, they emptied the kitchen, and on top of it, for their future, they mortgaged their house. So what else is left for
given because most of their roster and most of the players are eligible to be traded. So you're looking at a combination of Kyle Kuzma and Bobby Porter coming out in the market. Your two players that made a combined $37 million. Remember, they've got one first-round pick to lose in the deal. One in either 2031 or 2032. This is a roster that is top-heavy in contracts, unless you're going to move off Miles Turner, who's trade eligible starting on December 15th. So, purely looking at it from a Milwaukee's perspective, look at there's not much left there to go out and move.
Something we do know about John Morris and Milwaukee Bucks general manager, though, is if there is a move to be made, whether it is stretching Damian Lillard's contract, he has gotten crafty in order to try to maintain this roster at championship level without Giannis, but they're running out of options. We say hello to our senior inside Brian Whitford. Brian, if they're not able to get to that move, which it seems increasingly likely that the Bucks will not, who's picking up the phone and calling the Bucks for one?
It won't be that way. It'll be Giannis instructing the Bucks where he wants to be traded, and then the Bucks trying to make the best possible deal with that team. And this already happened. Sean reported this a couple of months ago. You can put up whatever verbiage you want around it about whether he requested it or asked for it or hinted at it, but he basically said, I want to be a Knick, and you made me a Knick. And they had discussions for some period of days, and that those talks didn't progress, so they dropped it, and he reported to camp and tried to focus on. The big difference between Giannis now and previous years is that in previous years, the Bucks roster was built out better to handle him and support him. So the last 2 years, he's missed 24 games. In those games, they're 12 and 12. And they won 49 and 48 games those 2 seasons. They were really good when Giannis was out there. And when he wasn't, they held the line. This year, they're 1 and 5 when he doesn't play. It's really 1 and 6 because he left one game in the first quarter. They lost it. When he's been on the court, they've been 500. This team is significantly below where it's been. Giannis is just following up on actions he's always said.
They've lost 8 of their last 9 games. Of course, you can see Giannis hasn't always been available this season. He's had some neck injuries here. You bring up a good point, Brian. I mean, that this was a situation over the summer. They got off to a hot start. I'm curious, though, bringing back Sean Sarani here, what happened that made Giannis say, okay, I want to start the season and stay in Milwaukee, and what's changing now?
Essentially, there were trade talks in August. They were exclusive negotiating with the New York Knicks as a Lucas Roger on potential Giannis and Kuzma trade. They were aware, the Bucks were aware, the parties that needed to know were aware that Giannis and Kuzma, there was a team outside of Milwaukee. He wanted to play for the Knicks. No deal happened, and John Morris, this manager, was creative with Jalen time and time again. 2 holidays, Jalen Rose, 2023, and the Miles Turner acquisition. He has creatively found ways to maneuver and make this team better. He's done it again, and he got rid of it so Giannis and ownership on the championship contending team. And the result is a results-based business, results-based situation. Giannis has made clear he wants winning, and so the results have spoken for themselves. And if they keep trending this way, this is just the start for even more hard conversations to come. And also, like I keep saying, the inevitable writing on the wall.
I think that you point out an important characteristic. Giannis, all of us know him as a everybody force for him since he came into the NBA. But he is the third longest player trailing only Steph Curry and Draymond Green. He's been with the Milwaukee Bucks since 2013, 2014. And so what we don't expect is the Milwaukee Bucks to move on from a player like this in market like Milwaukee easily. So Brian, what do you expect the next several weeks or even months to look like as we march toward February 5th?
Yeah, so this is what's going to come down to is whether Giannis instructs the Bucks to re-engage the Knicks or not, or if he moves in the direction of a trade, would he widen that list? The thing is, the Knicks were not in the best position to trade for Giannis in August because they had just extended Mikal Bridges and he wasn't able to be traded. It was a strange time that Giannis would approach the Bucks about that situation. It would be different after December 15th, when more players are available to be traded. The Knicks really believe in this roster. When they engaged in those talks, they thought this team could potentially win the Eastern Conference and challenge the Western Conference champion, whether it's the Thunder or whomever. I'm not sure the Knicks are on the same page. So the Knicks, I'm sure, when this news reaches the Knicks internally are going to have discussions about what they've offered in the summer and whether they're going to be willing to change their offer if the phone rings again coming from Milwaukee. And if you're a couple other teams that you may think that have interest in Giannis, you're having meetings in the next 12 to 24 hours to figure out what your offer might be if Giannis says he'll be interested in you.
Well, if you're the New York Knicks and those conversations haven't reached you before 12 o'clock Pacific today, they certainly reached you now that our show's been on air. And if you're a player for the Milwaukee Bucks, ESPN's on every TV and all those bars and in the locker room, all the different places, if you're walking past the TV right now and you're a Milwaukee Bucks player and you're seeing our show right now, are you hoping that this is something that's resolved quickly so they can move on either way, or are you just hoping that eventually this will sort itself so that Giannis is a month?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a part of the situation multiple times. In Philly with Ben Simmons, James Harden, I've been San Antonio with Kawhi. Trace, you just hope that this is not a distraction for a long period of time. Whether it's good or bad, you just want it to be settled and over with so you don't have to answer questions from other guys that are not yourself and moving around your whole season and your whole group and atmosphere in the locker room about this scenario. So you kind of want to get it done and over with as soon as possible, but you hope that the best situation happens for you and your group. But that may not happen, but I'm sure they're trying to find ways to keep Giannis in-house.
But based on how this has gone so far, and what Sean's saying, that they're incremental changes, it's not necessarily something that we expect to be resolved in the next couple of days. We'll certainly keep following it over the next couple of weeks. Because we're thinking about the New York Knicks, let's stick in the East here. That's what the Knicks and Celtics, they battled last night in TD Garden. And this was their 500th regular season meeting between these two-story franchises. Of course, we've seen these battles play out in the regular season and high-profile playoff series. Last night, for number 500, Danny, we got a good one. Thanks to Jaylen Brown, who's really took it up a notch here in the second.
Yeah, he was aggressive. He was playing great all year. Shout out to him, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, winning games with the Cleveland roster.
All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game here today. You know what I like? I like how he's different. It's like he changes his strikes depending on the game. Sometimes he passes, but this game is like, I'm going to the rim just like this. Hello. An exclamation mark there, and all of a sudden, on that miraculous, incredible slam, the Boston Celtics terminated their lead. And he didn't stop there today. He continued on. Jaylen Brown. You have more again?
With the breaks, they didn't even know it.
Jaylen Brown had 18 points in the second quarter. Shanae, I think this deserves a closer examination of the quarter.
We're here in the game. Let me show you how Jaylen Brown is putting his whole team on his back. He's one of the heaviest isolation scorers in the NBA, which means he's always hunting switches. He once Brinson right here, who was highlighted, and finally, after a couple of springs, he gets to the slider. Now, check it out from my point of view. He's using his hand to really create some confusion on the backside. But then he gets to his move. Everyone knows he also goes right to the crowd. That's the growth right there. And then look at the push.
The Knicks within 6 here. Again, 6-point game. Brunson drives, finishes inside. The Knicks cut the lead to 4. And then Boston here. Oh my God. Derek White. This is the 3. He finished with 22 in this one. Brown led all scorers with 42. Here's Big E after this.
It's a great win for us, man. It was a great win. I'll take any one we can get. Obviously, a team that knocks you out in the playoffs. It's even sweeter to come back, but it's just one game, so we just got to focus on the next one down, and that's what's most important.
Hey, look, maybe it's not just one game, because over the last 10 days, the Boston Celtics, they've defeated 4 of the top 6 teams in the Eastern Conference, 3 of those wins as the betting underdog, and Jaylen Brown, he's averaging a score of 32, 7, and 7 in those 4 games. Hey, coming up here on NBA Today, we dive inside more breaking news, the Clippers' late night shakeup, and what we're learning about the internal factors that pushed the decision on Chris Paul.
Search for Smart Pants menu just dropped at Burger King. Dive into 4 delicious treasures while you still can. Hey, The SpongeBob movie only appears December 19th.
When investing leads to questions, JP Morgan Wealth Management has powerful tools, research from expert analysts, and a single view of your banking and investing accounts right in the Chase mobile app. When you want to take control of your financial future, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Tis the season of giving and winning. Game on with Kohl's Holiday Quest. We're giving away $1 million in prizes. Play daily for
Wow.
Imagine being a million miles away. With Truvada, less joint pain, stiffness, and swelling is possible. Some patients even felt less fatigue. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Truvada.
We've waited all year for mom's cooking. We know it's better to cut your
The things we do, that shit will change your life.
NBA is having Christmas Day. It's for breakfast, ways for dessert. It's the holiday tradition with star power and frosted flakes. The stars, they are going to be you have to unwrap. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year! Christmas Day, you get that on ABC.
country is the best football played inside Lincoln Financial Field. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup.
It's not happy
The
that
Dallas
when you should
Cowboys
get cooked.
and the Philadelphia Eagles. Maltina bringing up after the kick. And away we go on the leg. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley.
Okay.
He gets across the 25. He's down, shot at the 30.
Really coming up.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Well, you gotta talk yourself to it, but it ain't gonna happen to me.
Speed from your game on that first down play. Goes to the hurry up offense here.
It ain't gonna happen with me. Talk to yourself. Come on, Saquon. Make Saquon look bad over there. You make him look bad over there, baby.
That was an easy mop-up to the defense with the long. Yeah, right there. That's what you want to see on your opening shot. Imagine a big shot and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be able to get the rest of this game today. First down. We know this league today, Kate loves to play that umbrella coverage, right? Try to keep everything in front of them. The only way you're going to get behind them is to take shots. Dallas pretty clearly gets a really long, it's really hard to stay on the field. It's disappointing. It's understood and manageable, incomplete.
If they were to go on the field and start this game, they want 6. They're going for it. Michael Kidd. He gets down to 24 before he stops. So 11-yard gains. And that's been a considerable gamble to go for it there on 4th down, Brock. They're moving the chains. On the line for another 1st and 10. They'll go for the gut for Barkley. He didn't want to. He stopped as we get pushing on the first game of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now. Moving quickly, trying to hit it again. With Barkley. So defensive initiative and that goal to go. Brock, they take you down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. It's another carry for Barkley.
Some offenses, when they prefer to go run in an RPO situation, it's safe to call a little more conservative. In this case, it's just as many yards to short completion with them.
The speed 3 now to find the end zone on his first possession. It's 3rd and goal. Touchdown, 50. The Eagles finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. A very run-heavy approach this one. Hard to argue with the results. They start with a touchdown, Rob.
Yeah, even if that's really teams like this, they can winning the line of scrimmage. Touching for a little bit easier. With the line of scrimmage in this league, really.
Elliott all set for the kickoff. James Holbrook. After the 26. Offense, empty in the backfield as they come up here. 1st and 10. David is done. It's down inside 35-yard line. Looking quickly here. This could be a great opportunity for the offense.
Don't take long. Don't take long.
They know that's an offside goal. They got the end zone for that replay partner, so they will, of course, decline the offsides and take those points. We're good on the way out there. The Cowboys start off with a tightening 7-2. Here comes 1st and 10. It turns. Finds some time right. Almost going to across the field.
Woo!
It's the 20.
Picture looks defensively. You just can't play on zone conversion. Sometimes you gotta play man-to-man. But with the receiver, this kind of speed, that's scary. He's just made
Right down the middle. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Cavante Turpin on the return. And he's brought it just beyond the 25-yard line.
General, this my little brother room, bro. Why you showing down?
First ball here comes from the shotgun. First down, here's that.
Oh, wow, wow.
balls incomplete this first half so far. It's not been a standard they set for themselves.
Still 10 to go, 7 down now for the 26. To the air. All the way from the field. It's against 27 yards and on the change.
They like to say it's not going to be that's not the Texans in the that's a ball dropping completion. That's that much mistake.
Scott on first and 10. Williams. Little defensive effort here, driving back across midfield on the one side.
You know, coordinator They'll give 7 that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead schedule. You got minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back on the sticks.
What are you doing? Yeah, what we got? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What, balling, baby? Cowboys, Cowboys, Cowboys.
They have a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. They knew it was coming. They end up holding them to just a short game.
Brian, the 34-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5.
This changes the play call now on 3rd down. So his offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Second down and 7. In motion from Pittman.
Let's go, baby.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is fun.
Oh, wow, see?
Trying to get out to a start like this.
Then CD left. That leads to a 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after the catch.
And he's taking it away. Bring that on the other side of midfield. So, they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Cowboys with the early edge. We'll go back to Indianapolis in a moment. It is 3rd and long. Shotgun snap for 1st down. It's with a and incomplete. Good job. Separating the receivers from the ball. And it is 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit. And right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but if you put it against
Sit back.
you don't just look down the huddle. Players are looking at the sideline like, oh, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having fun. He said, you're standing on the field, you're being
Gain of 6 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play. Put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run
And set the screen to Taylor. And bring him down inside the 25-yard line. The left floor on the screen, they gain 19 yards. Looking from the gun, it's Jones. Too far, tackle after the
the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand, get it to the hands of receiver right after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest game.
First half in a 7-0 game. Welcome back to Indianapolis.
Oh, look at the big man. Big man.
He predetermined that third down throw. Even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway. It ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and puts a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. And I can tell you firsthand, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this match. He gets swarmed out there. Sometimes you need to get to a good feed.
Begins with a run by and a nice game there on first down. He takes the corner for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. Gonna go again here. He's got it. And that one choked it pretty quickly. We'll get back to Ron Center. That's it.
Great job here by this linebacker. There was no reading or reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. He's the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage.
Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. Operating from the gun. Here's Downey.
Get out of the back.
Just seemed really wasted. Not able to pick up a single first down. Not only are you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
Well, Hunter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on fourth down. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. It's Pickett. And he's going to have the first down. So taking a chance there. I would believe, well, it works out for them. Right after. Here's down. He's let this go for Pickett.
Big.
A beautiful combination in the air there. Pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, really great ball and a beautiful throw. Accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Anthony Poole now to return. Now an opening at the 30. Very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. First down, go.
Oh, let's go.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back. Like, he just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
On the balls.
Seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, there is a lot of room down.
Go, catch it, man. Catch it. Catch it, quick. Ah. You catch it or not, tell him, man. You better keep that hit coming, man. Hold the ball.
The second half, here comes the way. And he's down 23 for the offense. Here's second down and 6. It's good. He's down. And he's going to get this one to the 43-yard line. They get 15 on that game. First down, Indianapolis.
Where is he? Don't. Just get that thing. You didn't get that thing. You didn't get it.